Good morning, everyone. Today is Memorial Day, and I'm here to serve you. What a better way to serve the community and help others when you can. So at this time, I'm going to just show you video number 3 that we did last night. And this one was basically installation and configuration of the PowerShell version for Windows as well as Linux Ubuntu. On the Linux Ubuntu and Windows, we upgraded PowerShell from version 5.1 on Windows to 7.4.2, and also on Linux from 7.4.1 to 7.4.2. As you noticed on that video, I mentioned a couple of things that I'm going to just make this video number 3, part 1 of 2. So the video part 3, video number 3 that was posted last night, I'm gonna relabel it, that one, as a video part 1 of 2, or session 1 of 2 of video number 3. So that is video number 1 of 2, which is doing the installation on Windows from 5.1 to 7.4.2, as well as on Linux Ubuntu from PowerShell version 7.4.1 to 7.4.2. The reason I'm doing this video number 2 of 2 is twofold. First of all, on this one, the 2 of 2, I'm going to show you that the Windows version from Windows 11, the 7.4.2 version does not have the ISE integrated scripting environment available. And that's why when we went to the start, all we got was the console. The console, and then I showed you the console and everything. I'm going to demo that one as well. But in addition, I installed the package from the tar.ganzip file, and I made it configured on the Linux side. So now I'm going to show you 2 ways: a fresh Debian package installed, as well as fixing the other ones that we did it from command line, even though that one is perfectly working. But I mentioned to you on that video that I don't like pointing binaries into the downloads directory and the reason that the download directories could be removed or could be cached, and those are not part of the system binaries. So I'm going to show you both of that one in this video. Let's show you first of all on the YouTube channel that this video is already posted here, and then that video is saying that how to get help, but at the same time it is let me go to the videos here. I'm gonna go to my channel, and then look at the videos. And the one that is posted here is how to get this. This one, I believe I posted as git command, but maybe the other one I haven't posted yet. It doesn't look like it is here. I'm gonna have to check it. Where did I post it? Maybe I posted under the MyWebUniversity in Farsi, which I'm going to have to move it to English version if it is there. Let me switch the account here and then just look at my MyWebUniversity in Farsi. Yeah, looks like no, it is. Oh, sorry, I have to look at the channel here, and you can see that the confusion arises when you have multiple channels. But no, it is just posted there. Yet this is not showing up to date the video that is there for some reason. Let me just go to search account here, back to MyWebUniversity channel, and I'm going to go to YouTube Studio to make sure that is not private, that video. So if you put the content to private, it's not going to show. Yeah, it looks like it's unlisted for some reason. Maybe by accident I left it unlisted. So I'm gonna just change it to public and then publish it. So if you don't find your video on the channel, go to studio and then make sure that the visibility is public. If it is not public, it's private or unlisted, it will not show there. Now I've changed it here. I'm gonna just go to your channel, which is my channel in this case, and then I'm gonna click on videos, and I should see that video also here. If I refresh, it should come out. Still not showing here. So there's something with YouTube that does not get updated with that one. Let me just make sure that YouTube works correctly. I'm trying my best here, and then the developer should see that one. Why I just changed it to public, but somehow maybe because it's monetized or something, whatever is the reason, it is taking time to just process it. That might be the reason. However, no matter what is the reason, if I don't see it later on, I'm going to just have to update that video with number 2, part 2 of 2 also added to this one. So without further confusion, let me just clarify everything on this one. I'm going to just make this video number 2 of 2, which is in completion of 2 of 1, that is for the PowerShell. So what I mean is on the Windows side, when we install on the Windows side here, this is Windows operating system, and you see this icon that I created, and the icon using add to taskbar. If you click on this one, by default you get PowerShell 7.4.2. That's the one that we installed it. And I went to program files, program PowerShell directory, and then version 7. And then there is a file called PWSH, PowerShell SH, and then you can see .exec, .executable. So this is the program that is currently running as process. If I look at the process ID of that one, it is that. And if I say get dash process, and then let's say for this one, I say dash PID is $PID, that would just give me the PowerShell process. I can also do a get dash process dash name and then PowerShell. That would also give me the process for PowerShell. So you know that I'm running PowerShell by doing the get dash post. You can also get the PowerShell 7.4.2 that is running. This hash table that I mentioned is key pair value. You can get that information. So if you say make it an object, get dash host, and then change it to string, you can then get the entire, the string method is going to display that output for you. You can also get the version information by doing this, and then you can also say other properties. If you tab it, current culture, and then current culture, you can do format list. I showed you all of that one in another session, but I'm going to just exit out of this one and say that what if I run it as administrator? You have this option to run it as an administrator and give option of yes. Now it is, the prompt is a little bit different, but you can do make it bigger, control plus. Actually it does not. You can just change it from here, the edit properties, and then change the font to a bigger font, and then just say that is the font I want, and then it will be bigger for you. And then if you say the get dash host command, everything is the same. And same time, if you just say get dash command, and then do all the commands there, last time I showed you. So this is cool. And you also have an environment variable called PowerShell version table. PowerShell version table by itself is a hash key pair value of a table. Then you can say, give me the dot version PowerShell version, then you will see the version. And if you say, give me the core operating system, the edition, you can get the core, not, that's the value, sorry, PS edition. PS edition, that is the field, and then you will get core. Similarly, if you want the OS operating system, you get that one, and then so on. If you just get the platform Windows MT 32, so here you could say when 32, sorry, not when 32. So you have to say platform, the field, and then the key pair value. And if you want to run like something inside here, like Python dash version or dash uppercase V, that would also give you the Python version dash V. And if you just say, get me into Python, you can just run that one, and then it will be there. So inside here, if you say import OS, for example, os.system, and then say, let's say uname -a, it's not going to be providing you, because that's a Linux command. What you want to do is here say hostname. That is a Windows command, and it tells you and operating system hostname. But if you say system info and then find pipe /i and then say let's say OS name, you could get that information here also. So notice that I have single quote within a double quote within single quote. You could get that one. If you want more detail, find string is the command that you want to get more details of it. But the reason I showed you that is this one here, I'm inside PowerShell. If I want to clear my screen, I have to use Python commands. So Python command clear a screen would do this one, clear screen. And then now if I just say os.name, I would say that in P. On the Linux, it would say POSIX. So here I just, I'm back on PowerShell, and then notice that when I run this command, platform, it says Windows 32 NT. So within PowerShell, you can get a lot of OS related commands, as well as you can use Python, you can use Bash scripting on Linux, and you can use Bash scripting on Windows or PowerShell itself, and then you can get all the detail. So now we have this one. I'm going to exit out of this one and say, what about Visual Studio Code right here? Is the IDE that we wanted to do this one. I could just also type in Visual Studio Code here, and the apps, I have already installed it. If you haven't installed it, on my previous videos, I have installation of Visual Studio Code. You can, you're welcome to watch that one. And then for Visual Studio Code, since I set up my environment already, under the packages, the extension, you have to click on the extension. Notice when I click on this one, it says for extension, you have to do Shift Control X to open it also, right? So that is bringing the extension. Then you can also do, like, let me just close this one. For example, I'm not going to just open it like this so you will see what I'm talking about. If I just bring PowerShell, whether I type it, click on it here or there, it doesn't matter. So on here, by default, I have already used the PowerShell here and open a folder and everything. I can open new folder. But notice when I go under here, there's extension, and then under extension says Control-Shift+X. Uppercase X or lowercase x, Windows is not case sensitive. So Control-Shift-X is opening extension. And then here I typed in PowerShell. So when you see the PowerShell extension, by default, this one will not be installed originally. But because I installed it, I choose this one, and then also choose the color setting. And then I also did the theme. So I get this nice theme. And then if I just search that one, beautiful color theme, or this one. This is the one that I installed it, and notice the set color, everything is done. So if I go on here and then just say open folder, I can go under file here and then open folder files or folder. I could select my folder. So since I went to demo programs PowerShell, I could select it, and now I'm on that directory. If I want to just say open the start calculator, this is the program here, right? So if I just edit this one and say, okay, let's just run this one. Notice that on the terminal, when you run it, this terminal is open, and then the output is screen, you have it, and debug is screen. Every one of them, it is good to see it. And then this is the directory where the commands are. So if I just my PowerShell scripts are, if I say dir here by itself, it tells me that all these programs are there. So that means if the name is called the start calculator right here, I could also run it by saying that dot start underscore calc dot ps1, and that would just open a calculator for me as it you see it. If I close this one, I can also come here and say run it here, and that would also open a calculator. Similarly, if I just want to just do another command, and then let's say on this one, I'm going to press escape. So here, I'm not looking at that one. If I just open another terminal, let's say I say file, and then I say, and just open a new one, right? So if I right click here, and then I have options to open a new one. So let me just see where I can see the new one right here, the plus new untitled text file. So on this one, I can just give it any name that I want to say, enter API key and everything. But at this time, this is untitled right here, open. And then I have no code. I can write Python script, or I can write other script. It doesn't matter. But this is PowerShell, so I'm going to say, let's say $. Let me just see why. Okay, so since it's not named yet, I'm going to have to name it .ps1, so I can write it in ps1 file here. And let me just copy, move into a new window. Okay, so I'm going to right click here and say new file, save file. Okay, so new file here, and then escape to cancel that one. I'm going to, what is this one? Don't show this again. I don't want to see that one, so that is junk. And that is just holding you from typing. So you could just say untitled, and then I could right click here and save it as another name, I believe. Close and save. Let's see the untitled. Do you have an option to edit it? The open edit, and then I don't see the other screen, so I'm going to minimize it a little bit so I can see the bottom of this screen here. Now you can see that there's no name options. So if I just have this one, let me just write something here. I'm gonna say $. Wow, this is not allowing me to type in my regular command. So $, okay. PS PowerShell version table. So if I say PowerShell version table, and then it's going to create a new object. I don't want to create a new object. Let's see if this one runs. What is the output of it? The PS version table. And then since the name is not there, it is just giving a name that is ridiculous there. Let me just see why it is doing that one. So rename, I should have an option to move to a new window, copy, split. Okay, that's very, very annoying that you cannot just edit the name. I'm gonna try to save it as to see if I can save it first. I say save all under the file name, save, and then file, and then save all. Or save as, let's just give it a name here. We just say save it as, I'm gonna just not name it like that. I'm gonna name it as under the PowerShell directory. I'm gonna say PowerShell PS version. Let's just call it PS version .py. So we named it like that, and then now the file is this. Inside here, the code that we run is the content of it. You could do that way. Another way you could do is that, let's just run it first, and then I'll show you another way. So now it is showing the PS version. So if I say Control plus, I did it too big, and then right here, this is PS version, and when you run it, it gives you this output of PS version here. And then if I just say, only show me the PS version table dot PS version. It's just PS version dot $ PS version, and then remove this line, and then see if that line is syntactically correct or not. And it is telling me that. So I'm gonna just remove this one. This version table is not the right one. It says $ PS version. Notice that it is giving me another PS version. Let me see if the syntax is version table. So by default, if you do this tab and then press this one, PS version table dot, there's append, there's these other command. Actually, Visual Studio Code is working differently than the ISE of PowerShell. So let me just do this. I'm going to say get dash host that object, and then dot, I'm gonna say version. Now that version shows up. And then you could run this one and it get the PowerShell version. So why the other one didn't get it, I'm going to figure it out now. So the version information is also not showing, but let's see if this syntax is first correct here. I could say get dash host and then dot version, and that gave me the version. So if I cut and paste this line exactly like it is here, and then paste it here on this line, and then just notice that the parameters or the way it works here is I'm gonna comment that line out and then see the difference between the first line and second line. The second line, the IntelliSense is recognizing it as a valid command here. And so if I just run that one, it does tell me the command and the version output here. Let me just do a clear screen. And then followed by no space or a space, doesn't matter, because this is not Python, it's PowerShell. And you can see the output is in this regard, it shows you that one that is realizable. Let me just run dot dot something else, current host, and get that. And notice that there's more information getting added here. I don't want to do this one. The clear command and by itself should clear my screen, but it did not execute it properly. So I'm going to do this one. Okay, so this all works and give you the output of what you want. But let's see if I can get another command here and say get dash host, and then just run that one. And that gave me the host information. I'm gonna save this one, Control F. By default, it is saved on This one, if you set the auto, but I'm gonna save all anyway, just to make sure that I get the output of this command there. And if I just highlight it and run it, I can get the git host as I did. So if I change this one to $, not $, to run it as an object, git host, and then dot version, and then dot version. I don't want too many dot version. That's good enough. And dot build or something, we could do that. And then so run it like this, and then highlight it, run it, and now you can see the version is showing output. If I want dot build, I should get this 22.61 only. So dot build, you can see here is the build, and then if I run this code, I get the dot build version here. And right here is the output here. You can also go on the terminal here, since the file is saved automatically. If I say clear screen here and say directory PS version star, that file is there. So I can say dot PS version dot PS1, I could get the same output with that one. If I do apply more, I can see the entire screen one at a time. So that would be ideal. For this one, if I just say save it as or save all before I exit out, it will be automatically saved. But if it says save the file, and then I just run this code here, then you can see that the build version is showing only version 2. If I just do other commands, obviously it will work differently. So let's just make a git dash host command itself, and then when you do this one, notice that IntelliSense is adding junk information that is not good for the extension that we used. It should not add extra character when you're just doing it, and it is sometimes not correct. So that is the problem. But you can see here, if I just say save and then run it here, you can get the command output and the command output here for this one, and run it, and we have this output here, and git dash host is there. At the same time, if I just go on the terminal and clear my screen here, and then say type PS version.ps1. Type is like a short version of alias for the get content. Get content, content and PowerShell could read like path command of PS1. Get PS1. You have to type in the file name correctly. This cat command is also an alias to get content. Cat is similar. So if I say alias cat, you can see cat is to the get content, or alias type, it is also pointing to get content. But the get content is the actual command that you could type in PowerShell to read it. These aliases could also work because they're pointing to the get content. So now we know that that is the script. If I say, give me the PowerShell version script output, you can see here, it gives you all of that output. If I move this one a little bit up, you can see the PowerShell command, I run it here, and here's the output. So a number of ways you can check on the PowerShell to do this using the command line. So I showed you that 7.4.2 was running, whether you use Visual Studio Code or you use the console from here. Let me just exit out of this one. I'm going to now shift gear and show you on the Linux side what I could do to just install the version that we did already, and to give you a taste of what we did with the file. Let's say cat etc os-release. This is Linux Ubuntu. So if I say which PowerShell. I did this which PowerShell user Ben PowerShell. This one, notice that it's symbolic link to my download directory because I just installed the tar.gunzip file and I untore it and then I installed it and then it works. PowerShell is the symbolic link to that one, so you can get say git dash host and then dot version. You can get the version 7.4.2 minus 1, and then or you could say $sign PowerShell version table would be a hash table that is there. And notice that the PS version, all of those commands works perfectly good. But I didn't like it because the symbolic link of this file, let me just show you which PowerShell. If you say man PowerShell, it works, right? You get all the PowerShell there. If you say where is PowerShell, you can see that it's user Ben PowerShell and it is symbolic link to this one, which is my download directory. And I told you that I'm not gonna keep it there for that sake of that video to finish. I did the configuration and symbolic link and all the things that was necessary. But there's a package also on Ubuntu. There's a package on Red Hat. So you have to, for a particular OS version, which is in this case, KTC OS-release, it is Linux Ubuntu 22.04. You can see that one also from Git host. Git host, and then the Git host information tells you this. And I think it was PS version table .os. .os is going to give you the platform, which is Ubuntu 22.04. You can also do uname-a, will show you the details of it, and Linux Ubuntu-p for platform, -m for machine type, -n for node name, -s for system, and -o for GNU Linux OS version, and so on. But the job of this one is to make that binary working. So let's do that one. Now I'm going to exit out of this one, and then I'm going to remove those packages that are related to this, and then say which pwsh file user pen pwsh. It is a symbolic link to this download directory. Inside the download directory, I have a number of packages, which I did. So use home wahid downloads. It's actually pwsh is here, file pwsh here. So if I just remove this download directory and the user ben pwsh star, this one is going to be useless. It's not, this is alias that's pointing to in this binary. If this download directory gets removed, and then it's not going to work. So that's why this one is a symbolic link. This previous version, I installed it as 7.4.1, and now it is pointing to the other one. So if I go to user bin pwsh 7.4.1, that also take me to 7.4.1, as you can see here. If I just exit out of this one, I say, well, I don't need the old one. I just only need one good version of PowerShell 7.4.2. How can we correct this one? So the way you correct it is say, clear screen, become root here, and then say, okay, let me become root here. So now I'm root. I'm going to say I'm on this host name, which PowerShell file user ben PowerShell that is symbolic link to the download. I want to just get rid of that. So I say RPM -QA grep -I PowerShell. So see if any PowerShell is there as RPM. It's not. So app, this is Linux Debian. So I say app search PowerShell. to see what packages are already installed on the system. And then here, there's a number of PowerShell packages are listed here, but instead of search, I could say list, and then it says that this package is there, right? As a might be as a snap, or maybe as a whatever it is. I'm going to do apt remove and then PowerShell. So let's see if I can remove it, and says, do you want to remove it? Yes, say yes. Remove that package. Now that package is removed. If I say list again, that package is gone, but then this one is a residual. It's not saying it's installed. So that is good. And then if I say debian pkg-l and grep-i for PowerShell to see any package that are there, it's not. I'm going to do dash lowercase l, and then so this is 7.4.1 .debian. That means that it was installed as a Debian package. So in order to remove that one, I could say on this one, if I say debian pkg -l PowerShell, I think it is called PowerShell something. So let's try to PowerShell here. Yeah, it is done with that name, PowerShell and 7.4.1. So in order to remove that one, instead of -l, I did the install. I'm going to say dash remove, or dash R for remove. And then since that one is saying only the config file, ignoring request to remove PowerShell only to the config. Let me just do dash purge. Okay, so it looks like that is not finding it, but let's see the list first. And okay, and debian pkg-l grep-i PowerShell. And let me just try. Looks like PowerShell RC, PowerShell AMD. So I'm going to try this one with dash remove. And I didn't see that one was there. So let me say the version 7.4.1-1.debian. If you don't have the package name that I installed it, which might be on one of the directory, the way you install it normally is under this installation. So I did a Debian package -i, this package and that package name. So if I just go and then uninstall these two packages, say Debian Debian pkg-r for remove, and or dash remove, and then these two packages, then they will be removed. So debian pkg -l, and then these two names. And so this is showing no packages found. So the install remove does not work for those two, because those ones are there as Microsoft. Let me just make sure there's a space on it or not. Oh, so wget, this is the, when we did it, we did the wget on it. In a quiet mode, I must have been on a directory to get this package name. The package name is this long package name. So if you don't have this one package .debian on your download directory, I could just look for it. Let me see, home, wahid, and downloads, and then store.debian, because I might have just removed it, so I just don't have to look for it that way. What I could do is just say install the uninstall the packages from this directory here, all of them there, and then apt remove PowerShell. This one you can also try the PowerShell, since it's not there, zero were found here. I could just say, okay, I'm safe to just remove these packages because I did not install it as package. So I could just say, let's just remove everything under the downloads. Notice that when I do this one, I want to show you two things here before and after. So if I say which PowerShell and then let's minus self file a user then PowerShell, that package was actually when I did a remove, it's gone. It did the remove for it. So there's no more PowerShell binary here. What I could do is just the download directory, I could just remove it. I don't need to have these contents here setting for no reason. That's extra file. So rm minus rf star, that download directory is now clean. And then right here is nothing. So I'm going to create a directory called Debian. Let's see if I have it already, Debian here. Yeah, I already have a Debian directory. And previously, today, actually, I went in ahead on the file PowerShell.debian. I just got that one as a binary package that we can install it because this is Linux Ubuntu, right? So Ubuntu is Debian version, right? Here's the distribution is Debian, and this is .debian package, and I'm going to install this package. So how do I install it? Again, as the package name is .debian, so I could install it with pkg, debian pkg minus I for install, and then PowerShell this. And so if I just do this one, it's going to install it successfully. And now say which PWSH, it's already there, file user pen PWSH, it is there. It is symbolic link to version long-term support of 7. So if I run PWSH, it opens 7.4. And if I say git and dash host, it is just running 7.4. If I do a clear screen directory, $ PSVersion table, or just get the entire table here, and then just get the OS version. You can see all of that information is intuitive now, right? And then if I just get the platform, and then it's gonna give me, notice that the platform still says Unix. Unix is, since 1969 at the Bell Laboratory, was invented by Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson. And now the only Unix operating system that are very robust and is being used everywhere on the Unix platforms, or a number of them. One of them is Sun Solaris 11, and then has the proc file system, which I really like it. I was certified since 2003 on Unix Solaris platform on Spark and Intel architecture. But there's IBM version, AIX version, which is very robust. There's Clipper version of Plex on Intergraph. There's Mac OS X Darwin, which is based on BSD, Berkeley Software Distribution. And then Sun Solaris also is based on BSD. It's called Open Solaris. And then everything Sun OS, and then Open Solaris is the x86 version of Solaris Express that runs on Intel x86 platform, including a VirtualBox. I have a version running here too. There's a lot of DEC OSF1 is for OSF1 stuff. There's a lot of them. So that is need to have this one. So I showed you how to correct that one. And I'm going to also show you one more thing before I exit out, since I run Ubuntu. If you're just running it on Ubuntu or Red Hat, if you are running it on Red Hat, just go on this site and then look for the package name as that has RPMs. So like Red Hat Package Manager, RPM. So some of the RPM that are for OS X, for example, for Red Hat or Edge x86 64-bit, you can download this one with wget and then do RPM minus IVH for install verbose hash, and then the name of the RPM, it will just install it for you. I'm going to demonstrate the Debian version, which I downloaded here. So on this Linux Ubuntu, let me just go here and then try to make a copy of this one, 7.2. So copy link here. I'm going to come here and log into a virtual box that is Linux Ubuntu. And then right here, you can see that if I just open a terminal, I have this and then cd dot clear screen. I'm going to make the screen a little bit bigger so you can see it better. So here, if I say which PWSH is not installed, file, obviously it's not there, so I cannot do that. RPM minus QA and rec minus I PowerShell, it is not going to return anything. Apt unless PowerShell, this is going to list the packages if they are installed or saying that I don't have anything. But if I could search for that one, it is a lot of the packages there. So some of the packages, if it is not in the repository, you cannot find it, you can download it. So I am on this directory, I'm going to become root here because I'm going to install it on the system. And then once you become root here, I say id-un is I'm root. So I'm going to make a directory under home wahid called Debian. And then this Debian package is empty right now, the directory, but I'm going to do a wget. And then the copy that I did for this PowerShell Debian package, I'm going to just do a wget and then download it. So this is a very nice tool. curl and wget is very nice tool. You can get the package that you did. So file PowerShell tab, it says it's a Debian package. So in order to install it, you just say Debian pkg-i PowerShell PowerShell and then install it. At this time, I just installed the Debian packages. If I just say which PowerShell, it is there. So file user bin PowerShell. Notice a symbolic link to OPT Microsoft PowerShell 7. So everything that is installed is long-term support is this directory, the dynamic link libraries and everything. So if I say ls-ld, you can see that this path, copy and then paste this path, you can see that no such file. Let me just see why. PowerShell long-term support. Okay, the PowerShell directory is there. Whether on this one, oh, because I did -ld, so I could see this one and then /7 long-term support is there. So all the files, dynamic link libraries are there. You can see the list is on and on. If I just don't do a ls-l, you can see ls, you could see the files and there with the listing dynamic link libraries as well as the executable. So the executable is a PowerShell here /pwsh, and that is there. That's why when you say PWSH, it says symbolic link user bin. PWSH is symbolic link to this other one, right? To this binary. And that one is itself is a executable that we just saw it here. If I say file this path right here and then paste it here, copy and then paste. So here you can see that this is a symbolic link. I don't have to cut and paste. I can do the same command with the options here. So just to show you how easy it is on Linux, let's say I'm going to shorten my prompt, export PS1 is equal. I'm going to just shorten the prompt so it's not too much on the screen here. And then if I just do this one with a space here and then clear screen. Now, imagine this command that I did file this one, it is already showing that it's executable. But earlier I told you that I don't have to cut and paste. And then if I just do this command, ls-l, it shows all of them, right? So I could do something like this, and then obviously I could do ls minus l on that and then file it and other ones. But if I just want to not cut and paste this argument and I only run this command, I could have just done ls and that would be giving me this command here. Or I could say file and backtick and then that command here as the output here. This is like cut and paste, right? So let's avoid cut and paste here. I'm going to say, how do I do that ls? So I could say ls here and say awk and then actually do a xarg and then file. And then that would be a simpler way to do just xargs on the output of this command, and then that shows executable. There's a number of other ones that I showed you on other videos that while read var, you could do it. And instead of this one, you could say awk, or actually, since this one is giving you the output like that, you can say while read var and do. You can run a stat on the $var or say file on the $var or ls minus ld $var. You can do a number of things. So here the stats, I just mistyped it. So I can go back here and then just change the stat command to stat. And then you can get the stat here. So the first one is the stat output here. The second one is the file output executable, and the third one is ls minus ld output. This is just showing you that PowerShell is available now. If I go in PowerShell, I could just run it and then say get dash host, and then all the information and get dash command, and get all the commands, get dash command, dash type, or whatever the noun or verb or name, whatever parameter, I could say, show me all the get stuff. And then you get that one. If you say, show me all the noun with with service, you could get that. Since it's Linux, it's not service. You can say process. Linux is using systemd on a version 6 and below was using services. Now it is using systemd. So on systemctl status sshd, for example, it is showing that sshd is running. And system sshd, we did firewall d. And this one is Ubuntu firewall d. Any thing that you do on the command list, you could run it and get it. So I'm going to end this video here and then post this one also as a video number 3, part 2 of 2. And then please just notice if you have any question, make a comment, and otherwise I hope you subscribe and enjoy learning. God bless you all. Take care. Have fun.